Hi there, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. All kinds of mangoes are now available in your store. Or if you're lucky, all kinds of mangoes are available in your neighbor's yard. So today I thought it would be fun to give you some recipes to make mangoes even better. So join me today on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Welcome Taste Buds, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Welcome to the Goya Kitchen in the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute in Coral Gables, and welcome to mango season. Do you have a mango tree, or better yet, do you have a neighbor or a friend with a mango tree who can't eat all of his or hers mangoes? Well, it's time to embrace these juicy sweet treats, or at least to cook with them. So let's get cooking. You ever try mango hot sauce? Well, I never did, so I decided we need to. So I'm going to cook some onion and pepper until nice and soft, but not too much. You don't want to take away the flavor of this delicious fruit. So just a little bit to enhance it. That's what this is all about. Let's stir that up a little bit. And once it softens, go ahead and add some fresh ginger, cut up really nice and small. If it's easier for you to peel it and use a microplane, you can absolutely do that. I also have one piece of garlic, one clove, that I just smashed a little bit with the back of a knife. And let's stir that a little bit. So, depending on how hot you'd like it, I've decided to use some Scotch bonnets or habaneros. So I tried to find yellow, but I had a hard time finding yellow. This is actually a habanero. It's longer than a Scotch bonnet. I was looking for Scotch bonnets in yellow. These are really hot, but to me, they have the best flavor of any chili. That's a personal thing. Now, if you want a little bit spicy, you can go with one and maybe take some of the seeds out. But if you want it really spicy, I don't know. I guess you can go to 3 and keep all the seeds in. It's up to you. Maybe I'll meet somewhere in the middle. So I'm also going to add some carrots, which normally I wouldn't add to something with a mango because they both have competing sweetness. However, I love carrots in hot sauce, so I went ahead and cooked some carrots in my hot sauce as well. So right now, it smells really savory, and that's what I was going for. I didn't want this to be all about the sweetness. But of course, it is mango, so we have to add now all the things that make mango delicious. So I'm going to start out with the actual mango and add some things in it to enhance that mango flavor and that you'd normally find in maybe a mango dessert. So I've got a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of honey, and then I've got spices. I love mangoes with things like allspice, clove, star anise, things like that. So I'm going to add these in once it gets pureed. As far as liquids, I just decided on one vinegar, apple cider vinegar, because to me apple cider vinegar has always been a little softer than other vinegars that have a little more sharpness to them. So I went ahead with that. And then finally, some water. You know, mango makes everything beautifully buttery, right? And thickens things as well. And I didn't want the hot sauce to be so thick. I don't know, I like thinner hot sauces personally. I like to kind of shake that on everything. Some people, if you want them, you know, a thicker hot sauce, you absolutely can cut that water right in half. But I made it first with a little less water, and I found it to be a little more like a coulis, like a spicy coulis, a puree, rather than a hot sauce. So that's why I added so much water to this. Then let's add the chilies. So if you want to take the seed out of it, go ahead and just cut off the top, cut it in half. Try not to touch the middle if you can, because that's the hot part and it'll really stick to your hands. And then using a sharp knife, you basically cut the vein and the chilies out like so. Okay, so this is the hot part of the chili. And if you want, you can take that right out and add the deliciously flavored part of the chili. And if not, you can add the whole thing in there. It's really up to you. So to make mine a little more spicy, I think I'm just going to add one more with the seeds and keep it like that. So what you would do is cook this. I like this cooked for a good 20 minutes, and then you can go ahead and puree it. And you can do one of two things. You can leave it like that. If you want a little more flavor, after it's pureed, you can pour it back into the pot and stew it out for another 20 minutes with the spices. I love that. I think that's delicious, and that's how I made this hot sauce. And that's it. That's all you have to do. These spices can live in the hot sauce, or eventually after the 20 minutes, you can cool the whole thing down and take the seeds out. And this is what my hot sauce looks like. It's beautifully colored, and it tastes so much like mango. It tastes like mango first, but then you get the residual heat and spices and all these beautiful savory flavors afterwards. Come right back to SoFlo Taste, because I got more Mango-nificent recipes. SoFloShows.com is a great place to celebrate the food of South Florida. It's also the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially a good comment. Again, SoFloShows.com.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. Chef Michelle and the food. This is SoFlo Taste.
Coming up right after SoFlo Taste, it's SoFlo Home Project with me, Elena Capra, so stay tuned.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. A mango is a stone fruit that came to us from Myanmar, Bangladesh, and India. Worldwide, there are several hundred cultivars of mangoes, differing in size, shape, color, and sweetness. No matter, they are all delicious, and it's time to get back to even more delicious. So have you ever had spiny lobster and mango? Me neither. So I thought we should try, and I came up with a combination of flavors that I think might work really nicely together. So let's just start cooking the lobster, and then we'll jump into all the flavors using that delicious mango. And of course, the mango is the star here. Don't worry, it truly is. So I'm going to take spiny lobster, which if you can't get spiny lobster, do the same thing with shrimp or a piece of fish, or pretty much anything. Oh, scallops would be nice too. Whatever it is that you like, go for it. This will even work with chicken, believe it or not. Not that lobster tastes like chicken, because I don't think it does, but you know. Anyway, mangoes are good with everything. All right, salt and pepper. Let's take a little bit of oil, not too much, but enough so that it doesn't stick, and start searing the lobster flesh side down. Just like so. So next thing we're going to do, and I think I just love heat with mangoes, which is why I made that delicious hot sauce. But I really think that mangoes and heat just go really well together, obviously, because the mango does come from an area in the world that loves heat as well. So I decided on the serrano for this dish. And if you want, you could just slice it, keeping the seeds intact. Just like so. We're going to use the zest of the lime, but also the juice of the lime. I've got some nice big chunks of mango. I've got a little soy sauce and some honey to balance it all out. And then eventually I'll add cilantro and mint leaves, and maybe we'll brown a little butter. Let's come up with this together, shall we? Throw me some inspiration. So I'm looking for the spinies to just get a little bit of color. We'll start flipping them over. And what we'll do is we'll make a sauce in the pan. And as the sauce is created, the lobster will finish cooking. I'm going to give this one just a little more minute to caramelize. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is start browning some butter. Although I will add probably a little liquid to this, I want the nutty flavor of the brown butter in here. As that begins to caramelize, I'm going to go ahead and add the jalapenos, or serranos, excuse me, to the pan. Mango, because I really want the sauce to be filled with that mango flavor. Let's go ahead and grab some of our mint and cilantro and chop it up a little bit. Let's take a look at how we're doing. Beautiful. I want to caramelize that just a little bit more, so I'm going to turn up the heat. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of honey just over the mango. I'm going to try not to touch the lobster too much. I'm going to go ahead and zest the lime right over the top. Smells good, doesn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Not all at once. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut this lime in half and get ready to juice right at the end. Keep shaking the pan. I want that butter to just caramelize just a hair more. Okay, now, because the butter has browned and I don't want it to burn, and I want this to stew just a little bit, I'm just going to add a touch of water. And these lobsters are almost there. A little bit of soy sauce. Fresh herbs. And I think the juice of half a lime should do it. All right, everybody, come right back because I think I just made something really delicious. Let's go ahead and let it cook for just another couple minutes while y'all go away. And I got one more from my mango menu here on SoFlo Taste. See you in a minute. Can't remember what I topped my ceviche with or the recipe for my mother's flan? Go to SoFloShows.com and look it up. You'll find every recipe from apple crisp to zabaglione and everyone in between. That's SoFloShows.com. Stay tuned to SoFlo Taste. We'll be right back. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm here in the fabulous Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute, a great place to learn a craft. FEI's Culinary Arts program offers students like these a unique education that touches the international culinary fundamentals. In only months, students graduate from the FEI Culinary Arts program and can begin their new career on the dynamic SoFlo culinary scene. For more information, visit fei.edu/culinary-arts. Now back to some more mango recipes. Well, looky here, everybody. Delicious. I call this langosta con manteca caramelizada y mangos y, por supuesto, serranos. And in English, this would be spiny lobster stewed with a little brown butter, mango, and serranos. I think it's just beautiful. It smells so good, everyone. I wish I could share it with you right this minute. Well, I guess I am. Anyway, let's put this over here. All right, let's jump into my last recipe. And guess who taught me this recipe? Mr. David Martinez, my husband. It didn't have mangoes, however. David lived in Hawaii a very long time, and he always told me that tuna poke was the best thing on earth, and he would make it for me. Actually, he hasn't made me tuna poke in a really long time. David, what's going on with you? Anyway, tuna poke is delicious, and I'm gonna make it the way he taught me. However, and David, I'm gonna change the recipe a little bit. I'm gonna add some mangoes to it because I truly believe that equal parts tuna and mango will make this even better. Only during mango season, of course. So, I have large dices of tuna, the way David would have cut it, because he always tells me that tuna tartare and tuna poke are very different, especially because of the way you cut your tuna. Big, delicious chunks. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut a mango. Now remember, you can use pretty much any mango you like, your favorite mangoes, but make sure that the ones you used for this dish are really creamy. You know how some mangoes that we have are a little more stringy? I would say for your poke, you will really want a creamier mango. I mean, don't we all really want creamier mangoes, but you get me. This was in the fridge, so it has some dark spots, but it's actually really beautiful. And I never throw away a mango. So let's see, this might be enough. I just cut a couple pieces off, I think. Let's see if that's good. So I want to cut them big, but not as big as my tuna. About like so. So let's go ahead and add the mango in here. All right, next, let's go ahead and add the traditional ingredients to the tuna poke. So onion, especially a sweet onion. There's something called a Maui onion because it's from Maui. If you can find that, great. If not, any kind of onion it will do. A white onion is delicious. Normally in Latin cooking, we use a lot of white onions rather than yellow ones. And I love them because they're good and crispy. So that's what I use today. Then a little wakame, which is seaweed salad prepared, is also absolutely delicious in poke. A touch of chili oil, which you can find at any good Asian market. Don't go too crazy, that stuff is hot. A little sesame oil. Don't overdo it because you don't want to overplay the mango. You want to still taste it. And some soy sauce. It's up to you if you want that to be tamari, which is gluten-free, or just regular soy sauce. Go ahead and mix together. And this is beautiful because you have the sweetness of the mango and the saltiness of everything else. Crunchy with the onion. And if you want, you can add scallions. It's up to you. I would either do scallion or onion. In this one, I chose the onion, and it's just delicious. So if you want, you can serve it with a little sushi rice like we're doing today, which really comes out delicious. It's a whole meal like this. Make sure you get big chunks of mango with your tuna, like so. And then finally, and this stuff is, if you want to, this is the fun stuff. This is called furikake, and furikake is a topping for rice that they eat a lot in Japan, and you'll find this in Japanese markets or any Asian market really. It's just a rice topper, and it has pieces of nori and bonito, at least this one does. Or if you'd rather something simple, you can always use a little bit of toasted sesame. Come right back before I dig in and eat all of this myself. I'll see you in a minute. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. For more information on today's show or to see a recent SoFlo Taste episode, please go to our website, SoFloShows.com. There you can find everything SoFlo Taste. Thanks so much for sharing a part of your weekend with me, whether it's live or on DVR. Next week, I'm grazing in salads. If you don't want to heat up your SoFlo kitchen in our SoFlo summer, I'll give you cooling summer salads. So join me next week here on SoFlo Taste. Now let's check in with the diva of design, Elena Capra, to see what she's got next on SoFlo Home Project. Hey, Elena.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning. So today we are going to get things sizzling with your outdoor spaces. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we've got some expert advice on how to create the ultimate barbecue gathering spot.
Okay, Ms. Capra, thanks. We'll stay right here. So Taste Buds, have a great week. See you next time. Goodbye. Mwah, and good taste. Mango crazy.